Mr. Transformers 96 here with another Marvel Legends wave ranking. This time we have the Shang Chi wave, the newest of the Marvel Legends waves to be released. Very excited for this wave. This was a nice one because although some of the figures were leaked a little early, for the most part the trailer came out, a week later they showed the figures, and then just a couple days later the figures were released, which is really nice. You know, typically we get the figures, they go on pre-order, we pre-order them for 8 months, and then they get shipped. So to have this that has like a real street date and that is shown so close to the release was really exciting. And you know, for forever now I feel like I've been just getting Marvel Legends in the mail, so to actually go out and hunt for them was great. I you know, went out the day that they came out and found the majority of the wave at Target and purchased them all. I did have to order the last 2 figures that I couldn't find on Amazon, but I hunted for them. I went to several Targets, and that was a lot of fun, which was nice. In this wave itself, Katie is not actually a part of the wave. She is not needed to complete a Build-A-Figure, nor is she pictured on the back of the packages. But she is a Target exclusive, obviously from the Shang-Chi movie, and she had the exact same street date as this wave itself, so I very much consider her a part of the wave, and she's certainly on par with these figures, so I am including her in this ranking. I've decided that she's worthy of being a part of the wave ranking itself. The Build-A-Figure, I will not be actually ranking in this wave, as you get it in a different way. You know, it's not a $20 figure, and it's much larger, so it's very hard to compare it to the others. But here we go. We're going to rank these from my least favorite to my absolute favorite, and let's get started. Alright, in 7th place we have Civil Warrior. So this figure, I think it's quite nice. It does reuse some pieces, you know, it's got some pieces reused from the Taskmaster just in general, but then the entire sculpt is also reused from a Captain America that was recently released, that like a Hail Hydra Captain America type thing. So because of that, and you know, it's a straight up repaint and isn't even from something that was an original sculpt, it just seems a little lackluster, plus it's game related, which is odd. You know, if they do a wave that has like some game figures, like okay, but to have a movie wave with one comic figure and one game figure and a comic Build-A-Figure, it just seems really weird. So overall I like the figure, but just it doesn't have any place in this wave, and I'm not a fan of the fact that it's a complete just repaint. Love the shield though. I think that's a really neat design. Alright, in 6th place is going to have to go to our first movie figure of the wave. Overall, a decent figure. You know, I think that the costume itself is impressive with the detail throughout it. However, it uses a bit of a translucent look to it, which, you know, typically I would kind of commend for doing something a little more interesting, but it looks a little odd. It means that the line work looks like it's really just kind of like painted. It doesn't look like it's even like a part of the figure. It's a little strange, to be honest. And then my major complaint with it is the fact that the skin tone on the arms is different than the hands. That's very annoying, and that's something that really shouldn't be happening. Not a bad figure, a terrible figure, but definitely my least favorite of the movie figures for sure. And taking the next spot, we have the Death Dealer. This is much lower than I would have anticipated. The Death Dealer was probably my second most anticipated figure of the wave, and I like it, don't get me wrong, I like it. But what I don't like about it is the pieces that it reuses. It reuses the body and the legs of Ant-Man. The body's okay because it's really all hidden and, you know, it's a fine body, so it's fine. But the legs are the thing that I really don't like. Ant-Man's legs I've really always hated. They kind of have their knees that point inward. The knees and the feet do not line up, which is super annoying. It makes it awkward to pose, and when he's standing it makes his knees like kind of pointed in. You see how the knee is pointed this way and the foot's pointed that way? Like it does not line up, so it makes him hard to work with and not look very natural standing, unfortunately. Other than that though, it's a great figure. It has wonderful detail throughout the entire costume and some cool accessories. And taking that 4th spot, I have the Tony Stark AI, or just the Iron Man figure. So you know, we've had plenty of Iron Mans before, but this is just as classic as you can get. So to have like just a definitive classic Iron Man Marvel Legends, scale is really nice, and it's going to look great in the collection. And then the fact that he does come with the holographic AI Tony Stark head sculpt is a neat addition. And just overall, it's a really nice sculpt in general. I'm sure some pieces on it are reused from previous Iron Man figures, but it has a really nice kind of glossy, shiny look throughout it. So it pops for sure, and it's just complete classic, which I love. You know, we get so many versions of Captain America and Iron Man and Spider-Man and all that, but very few just kind of like like good classic representations of them, surprisingly. So to have one that's just like the pinnacle of classic is really very cool. Alright, now we have the figure that's kind of wave adjacent. It's Katie here. Wonderful figure, really nicely done. From what I can tell, it's 100% a new sculpt. I think the face sculpt is quite nice, accessories are very cool, and then the actual costume itself is very nicely done. There is very intricate detail throughout the entire thing, which is wonderful. You know, even on the sleeves, the skirt piece, everything. And then the painted on detail of the floral design in the kind of the waist section, and then the edges of it going up look really great. Just a really nice figure overall, something that's very unique and done extremely well. And in second place, we've got the man himself, Shang Chi. So this is a very nice figure as well. Just with all the movie figures in this wave, the detail in the costume is really wonderful. The complex detail looks great. However, it's done better on him than it is on, I believe it's his sister earlier, that you know, got a low spot on this list because some of her line work looks strange. On his, it looks great though. It looks like it's well placed, and it looks like it belongs there and actually is on the costume itself. Head sculpt is quite good. Articulation is fantastic and comes with some cool accessories, and definitely one of my favorites of the wave. Not quite my favorite movie figure of the wave, but very high up there. And my favorite movie figure and just general figure in the wave is Wenwu, Shang-Chi's father and the Mandarin. So this was the figure I was mostly anticipating, and it did not disappoint. The sculpture on it is fantastic, 100% a new sculpt. The detailing on the costume, just like all the movie figures, is great, but it's more intricate on him. He's got more going on in his costume than anyone else. You know, Katie's got a lot of detail, but it's all the same detail. And, you know, with anybody else, they have a lot of detail, it's all the same. On him, though, there's so many different styles of texture and so many different types of texture on him. It really makes that detail go to the next level, basically. It looks wonderful. Head sculpt, again, I think is very nice. I like the sculpted 10 rings on his arms, which make him look very cool. His articulation's great, a little hindered by the lower kind of skirt piece. And then the 10 ring, actually, I'm just noticing this now, to be honest. He's got the 10 ring symbol like on his belt there. That looks really cool. Just a great figure overall, with some very neat accessories, great hand pieces. He comes with the hands that I was hoping Shang-Chi would have. Now, luckily, they use the same style of hand, same color, and same texture, so you can interchange their hands, but I actually prefer the hands that you get with him better than Shang-Chi. Just overall, a fantastic movie figure. And there's my wave ranking. Overall, as a wave, I think it's really great. You know, I'm such a fan of movie characters, so this wave being very movie heavy is a huge plus for myself. And then the comic figure of the wave I really do like. The game figure, good figure, just, you know, definitely deserving the lowest spot on the list, I would have to say. And then as far as the Build-A-Figure, obviously I didn't include him in the ranking because he's so, you know, you get him a different way, and he's kind of much bigger and larger than anyone else. It's a really nice Build-A-Figure, to be honest, just a character that I don't want. So this is a wave that all the figures are good. They all are. There's just a couple of characters that I'm not like super into, or, you know, looking forward to. But just as a whole, a very nice wave with some great figures in it, and really nice to get these Shang-Chi figures being, you know, a fighting style of martial arts. It's been a lot of fun to pose and take pictures of them too, and they're just great figures with a lot of new sculpts, which is very awesome. And then Katie, even though not technically a part of the wave, I would still very much consider it a part of the wave itself, as a Target exclusive with the you know, obviously from the Shang-Chi movie and with the same street date. So there you go, that's my ranking of the Shang-Chi wave. Let me know what you guys think of it, and thanks so much for watching.